Welcome to the new 2011 St. Thomas Aquinas College News. I'm Candace Rivera, filling in for Ashley Finan. Stack News is a student-produced news show filmed at our own Stack TV studio.
And I'm Kevin Phelan. Apple co-founder Steve Jobs died last Wednesday after a long battle against pancreatic cancer. He was 56 years old. Jobs founded the company in 1976 with his business partner and lifelong friend, Steve Wozniak. Jobs was one of the masterminds behind Apple's iPod, iPad, iPhone, and iTunes. Shortly after his death, Apple's board of directors issued the following statement, quote, "We are deeply saddened to announce that Steve Jobs passed away today. Steve's brilliance, passion, and energy were the source of countless innovations that enrich and improve all of our lives. The world is immeasurably better because of Steve." Jobs is survived by his wife Lorraine, as well as his son and 2 daughters. And now over to Candace with some more news.
Thanks, Kevin. Occupy Wall Street was taken by surprise by an unexpected visitor yesterday. The individual was none other than the mayor of New York City, Mike Bloomberg. Bloomberg's visit to Zuccotti Park was short, as he only appeared to announce that the landlord of the park will temporarily remove protesters in order to clean the park that has served as a base for the protesters since September 17. Cass Holloway, deputy mayor of operations, stated, quote, "The cleaning will be done in stages and the protesters will be able to return to the areas that they have been cleaned, provided they abide by the rules that Brookfield has established for the park," end quote. Brookfield's office properties, the landlord of Zuccotti Park, has asked the NYPD repeatedly to keep people from sleeping at the park. However, the police have yet to act on this request. In a related note, this Monday, the billionaire mayor said the protesters were welcome to stay at the park indefinitely, provided they abide by the law. Mayor Bloomberg has also stated that he has no idea when Occupy Wall Street will end. With that said, let's send it over to Jared and Lisa with sports.
Thanks, Candace. Welcome to another edition of Inside the Lines. I'm Lisa Bervogel.
And I'm Jared Reyes. Let's start off with baseball. We haven't had a chance to talk about the playoffs, as much as I know we don't want to talk about it.
Really don't want to talk about it.
I was just shocked and astonished by the loss of the Yankees to Detroit.
Ceases to amaze me every playoff season that we get into. You're like, oh, this is the year. This is when we're going to do it. And then it all falls apart in October. Seriously.
Couldn't have a more perfect season. We had so much momentum. We had a great season. And you couldn't ask for a better opponent. No offense to Detroit, but in my opinion, it's just, I didn't see any of these teams that are in the running at all. I didn't see any of them making it this far. I was thinking of New York, Philadelphia World Series, but we got Texas and Detroit from the AL, and we got St. Louis and Milwaukee from the NL.
Well, seriously, did you think that the Yankees would have men on every single inning, leave them, score no runs, and lose by 1 run? Not even like a big shutout. They just the whole game just falls apart. It's like they did nothing. Why are we paying A-Rod the big bucks and all these players if they're going to sit there and literally strike out? I don't even know.
Well, my new favorite to go all the way, I guess, is Texas. The Texas Rangers. They got the experience last year being in the World Series with the Giants. Maybe this year they can make it count, though.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick to spring and watch Little League with little kids that have more playing skills than some of these big leg players. I don't even know. Oh, I have nothing to say about these Yankees. They really should have won. They should have won. They should have got to the World Series and it should have been a shutout. No losing, nothing like this. I don't even know. Well, on another note, the NBA this year has canceled the first 2 weeks of the regular season due to the lockout. The officials and the players are still in talks to try to settle this argument, but who knows what's going to happen with this either.
I have season tickets to the Knicks. Am I going to get this money back? Madison Square Garden, call me back. I need to know if I'm getting that money. I need it back.
I might have to hit up Uncle Walt Frazier and tell him, what are you doing? I need to watch some basketball. Come on.
Well, when one season probably isn't going to happen, another season starting. The NHL opened its regular season this past Thursday. Some of the games this week: Philadelphia defeating Boston, Detroit gaining a victory over Ottawa, and the Devils suffered a shutout loss to Philadelphia. The Rangers lost their first 2 games of the season. One was against the LA Kings, the other against the Anaheim Ducks. Both games took place in Sweden, and and the Rangers, with both games, walked out with 2 points.
Is it too cold for these guys? Should we give them some Uggs on the ice? I don't even know. I
Another
know. Every New York team is falling apart this year. Like, seriously, I'm not watching any more TV that has to do with sports. I'm going to stick with college sports, and that's about it. Oh, my God. Well, on to football. The Jets continued their losing streak, playing rivals the New England Patriots, losing 21-30. The Jets had trouble defending Patriots running back Benjarvis Green-Elliott, who rushed for 136 yards with 2 touchdowns.
He's a beast.
I know. Mark Sanchez led the Jets with 2 touchdowns and 166 passing yards. At least somebody knows how to play on this team.
Well, one loss that surprised me this weekend was Big Blues to Seattle. Seattle.
Who's Seattle?
Can't even remember the last time they were good. It just, I guess, goes to show you that anything, absolutely anything, can happen on any given Sunday. Giants wide receiver and Patterson native Victor Cruz had many highlight plays, but in the fourth quarter, he dropped a pass.
He dropped the pass?
It's
not like it's a turkey, it's a football.
It gets better.
Come on, how do you drop it?
It gets better. It got intercepted and returned for a touchdown, crushing any hope for the Giants to have a late comeback.
Well, a little bit of good news for the Giants. Eli Manning led the Giants with 3 touchdowns and a 420-yard passing yards in the game against Seattle. But he also had 3 interceptions.
There's always good and bad with that team. I mean, it's typical Eli. But now it's time for Fast Hits. This weekend is full of some exciting games in the NFL. New England hosts Dallas in a battle to be called America's team. My pick, Tom Brady and the Patriots. Dallas hasn't shown me anything really this season.
Maybe, but the Bills travel down to MetLife Stadium as they face off against the Giants. Maybe the Giants will actually win this Sunday. I don't know. The Giants are looking for a win, but I think the Bills just have great momentum. I'm picking the Bills. I don't know. I'm done with New York.
They're the only team in New York that's really doing well. The Jets play host to their rivals Monday, the Dolphins. Both Miami and the Jets are desperately needing a win. Desperately needing. But I think I'm going to go with Miami. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to say that Miami's going to finally get their first win of the season.
Probably against us, I'm sure. Because why wouldn't they? Beat New York, who knows? And lastly, Jacksonville and Pittsburgh battle in the Steel City. Do I even have to say it?
Steel Curtain.
Pittsburgh all the way, baby. Pittsburgh all the way. Well, that's all we have for Inside the Lines. It's coming to a close. I'm Lisa Vervogel.
And I'm Jared Reyes. Now back to you, Candace.
Thanks, Jared. Amanda Knox is back home with her family after spending the last 4 years in an Italian prison. Knox, who was arrested for the 2007 murder of British exchange student Meredith Kercher, had her conviction overturned in an Italian appellate court last Monday. After almost 4 full years since the murder took place, Knox was cleared of all charges. Amanda Knox is currently at home with her family in their Seattle, Washington home. Now back to Kevin.
It seems that New Jersey Governor Christie will not be running for president after all, in spite of the insistence of his fellow Republican Party members. Christie has stated repeatedly that he did not intend to run, but many members of the GOP have been urging him to reconsider and throw his hat into the ring. But on Tuesday, Christie once again stated that he will not run for office and officially endorsed former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney's campaign for presidency. This official endorsement seems like an end to any chance of Governor Christie changing his mind. Reports indicate that Christie's approval rating in the Garden State has already begun to rise since stepping away from the race. And now back to Candace with some entertainment news.
Thanks, Kevin. In entertainment news, headlining this week is the impending breakup of Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore. Ashton reportedly cheated on Demi with a woman named Sarah Leal. Kutcher and the 22-year-old hooked up on the night of his 6-year anniversary with Moore. Sources say that Moore has lawyered up, consulting with divorce attorneys, devastated by Ashton's infidelity. In Touch magazine says the reason why Ashton strayed was due to Demi's heavy drinking. A source tells the mag that Demi has a special way of greeting construction workers who were renovating the couple's home a few weeks ago. Quote, "She would be drunk to the point of sexy dancing and passing out. The workers were embarrassed for the 2.5 Men star. Demi seemed too insecure, like she was working so hard to prove her appeal." End quote. The couple has tried to work things out and were recently spotted on a camping trip together in California. Hopefully, Ashton will stop trying to live up to Charlie Sheen's both on screen and off the screen, so that these two can find the love again. Good luck to them both. Moving on to singer Chris Brown and rapper Bow Wow, the two made the lucky ladies of Kings of Diamond Strip Club in Miami very happy last week. They were so happy with the service that their tips exceeded into the thousands. Breezy and Bow Wow reportedly tipped several strippers $5,000 each for entertaining them. They also dropped plenty of money on liquor for their entourages. Looks like the entertainment industry is doing just fine in this economy. In happier news, Gene Simmons finally married his girlfriend of 28 years, Shannon Tweed. The two were married in an evening outdoor ceremony at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Tweed changed into 3 different wedding dresses throughout the night. The couple exchanged vows that they themselves wrote in front of 400 guests. Kiss band member Paul Stanley was a groomsman. The couple's daughter Sophie served as maid of honor. Sophie also sang At Last by Etta James, which was the couple's first dance together. The wedding will air on A&E's Gene Simmons Family Jewels on October 18. Now to Allie with the weather.
Hi, I'm Allie Reep here with your local weather forecast. Today on the East Coast over New York, we're seeing some overcast and very humid day, high of 60. Down in Jersey, we're seeing some light rain early this morning with thunderstorms later in the afternoon, high of 65. Down in Texas, we're also seeing a pretty windy and overcast day with a huge thunderstorm coming in from the north, hitting around 7 p.m. with temps reaching a high of 75. Over in Northern California, we're seeing lots of sun, and it's pretty chilly though with a high of 58. And down in Southern California, we're seeing a mix of sun and clouds today with temperatures reaching a humid 80 degrees. That's all we have for your weather today. Back to Candace and Kevin.
Thanks, Allie. And thank you for watching St. Thomas Aquinas College News. Alongside Candace Rivera, I'm Kevin Phelan signing off. Have a nice night.